All right, welcome back to, well, I say welcome back. This is our first edition of Singapore Maritime Week with Safetytech Accelerator. I'm Sam, here with Marius, Suteu, Managing Director. Marius, do you want to start us off by telling us what you've learned so far? We're Wednesday, halfway through.
Yeah, I think, I was reflecting on that for the last, few minutes and stuff, and I haven't really learned much. What I mean by that is I have seen a lot of things that I've seen before. I have not really blown away. Like, you're coming to Singapore, you walk around in the city, you find so many exciting things that you've not seen before.
Yeah.
Like, I even found things like, a machine that will help you wash your hands and have like even innovation in those kind of places.
Yeah.
But I haven't found that same kind of feeling here, or at least I've not seen it in the same way yet.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to a variety of events in kind of all different fields of maritime since we started, from decarbonisation, cargo fires. I think we've kind of gone everywhere we can. And at least from my perspective, everyone wants to change or say they want change, but no one wants to either commit or trust each other enough to make it happen. So I guess, for us, part of our job is, how can we help companies adopt these technologies? And I think what we're learning is that companies are saying they want to, but either don't know how to start or don't know the right people to start with.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to do a lot with, we start through, 10, 15 pitches of different startups here in Singapore Maritime Week. Everyone was quite legit about telling their story, what problem they saw and how they're trying to fix it, but I tend to say always, all the time, like, I'm an engineer as well and I can build stuff, and probably I build stuff that nobody else can use because it's built to my standards and the way I'm thinking. So often people forget to know that they have to really solve a problem for others, not for yourself. And it's not always easy, right? Because it's not easy to put yourself in other people's shoes. So that's probably where the trust issue comes. And it's true that in this industry especially, you see that a lot. Like, a lot of people don't trust each other or don't trust the solution.
Yeah.
But it's because you don't know, you're not certain whether that person has actually thought of you in the same way that you would do for yourself. So, I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've gone and seen quite a lot of startups since we've started here, and I think my biggest takeaway is that a lot of these technologies are really, really cool and like great ideas, but they're now looking for the problem. They've created these technologies without knowing necessarily what problem they're solving. Like, a lot of them are like really cool, innovative ideas, but they don't really have a market for it yet, and I think that's where a lot of startups are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, and I think you have a point there, because so we've seen some of them. I like to categorize them like this. So I've seen startups or companies here that have created the problem themselves so that they can solve it.
Yeah.
I have seen companies that are solving a problem that probably they only seen themselves and maybe not others have seen it in the same way. I'm yet to see, at least in this show, right? Obviously it's not always the same, but in this show I'm yet to see something that is real creative and you really click with the problem and say, yes, that's actually a problem. And it's not the same problem solved in different ways, because that's all I'm seeing today is basically the same problem solved in different ways. But at the end of the day, it's a problem that already exists and that maybe or maybe not be, that the software that you're trying to build might or might not be the solution for it.
And I'd say also, from my observation, a lot of the stuff here is so similar. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. If I see one more hull cleaning product, like, they're all looking the exact same, but claiming that they do the same thing. Like, do we need 10 of them here? Maybe not. But that being said, we've got another 2.5 days here. What are you looking for? What are you trying to capture out of this?
I think what I'm trying to capture of this is understand a bit better why are we not really getting the problem clear and well defined. I think I have my own theory of that, but probably we'll find out more when we get to the end of the week.
Yeah.
It was interesting. We've been today at an event where all they were talking about was the problem in different forms and shapes. And I like that because I was kind of giving you perspectives that you probably didn't think of. And so, for example, I like to call it like the triangle. So to really define a problem, it's not enough to just write the challenge brief.
Yeah.
You kind of just write the challenge brief and say, this is going to work for everybody all together. You've got to think that whether it's a ship owner, ship management company, a charterer, whoever you are in the industry, whatever role you play, regulation affects you differently than maybe others. There are other effects and other situations in the market that might affect you differently as well. So you cannot just write up a challenge. So maybe potentially by the end of the week, I'll find out that perhaps there is a way that you can do this in collaboration with others, and so that you can bring people in that same kind of ecosystem. Say, okay, what problem you got, what problem you got, can we pair that and match it? Because at the end, what I think is missing here is adoption. So how can you get from a problem to a solution to adoption and create a proper ecosystem?
Yeah, and I hope to be able to find that out tomorrow. So tomorrow we're interviewing as many people as we can here at Singapore Maritime Week, and hopefully there we can kind of get a deeper insight into, we're talking to some startups, what actually are the problems they're trying to solve, and just, can we connect them with people? I don't know, let's find out. Awesome, well, thank you very much for sitting down with me, and we'll come back to you in 2 days and see if we've learned anything else.
Let's do that, yeah.
Sweet.